This conference will now be recorded.
Peace to Yahoo, peace to Yahoo. What's going on? Hope everyone's doing wonderful, magnificent, and great. I know I am. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah. Yo, it's a lot of brothers out there who's been raised by their moms, and they 100% act like a bitch, right? They act just like women. And if you was to tell them, yo, dog, you and your emotions, you acting like a woman, they get mad, they crash out, right? It was a brother who I was helping with a federal case, keep him out of jail, right? Telling him what to do. He's arguing. I'm not liking it. I'm telling him how he is and how he's acting, right? Y'all know how I do, right? He crashed out. I'm like, all right. He crashed out so bad. My old ass wanted to go to Jersey to fuck him up, right? But I had to call Shaka and shit. He calmed me down. I called the dude who recommended him, right? And now it's just months later. He gonna send me an email. And this is what I like to call Jonah, help me. After the fact, yo. But he wrote, we didn't end on good terms because someone was playing us against each other. I wouldn't be here if you didn't help. I just want to see if you can start over. If we can start over. I estimated the cost and wanted to add all time and assistance with fee. If you don't respond, I understand. Thank you for everything. I apologize as a man. Peace be with you. Who the hell you think I am? You think I'm Gandhi? I'm a nigga from the hood. You think I'm forgiving? I still want to fuck him up. Right? But karma is going to fuck him up. You know what I mean? Karma, when he do this time, is going to be his lesson. He let his emotions get in the way of what he had to do. Yeah, I was yelling at him. You damn right. I like winning. I like him to win. I feel like a failure if y'all ain't winning, right? And you get mad and talk reckless to me, you be disrespectful. I don't have to do what I have to do. I don't have to do anything to help you. Now he's in the third ending. He sent me paperwork of what they sent, right? So I know what's going on, but that's on you, dude. That's on you. The clerks put in an entry of default on him. He about to go to jail any day now. I care less. And even if I was to help him, I wouldn't help him no less than $9,000 now. And he was so reckless, I'm not helping him regardless because I don't need the money. All money ain't good money. You feel me? All money ain't good money. Fuck you. Fuck your case. Deal with that shit, nigga. Anyway, we got an up and coming webinar. Did y'all know it was an up and coming webinar? There's another one that's shit you gotta know. Right? It's another webinar. Let me see if he put it up there. Interrogatory, a mission, the shit you gotta know webinar. A webinar is $200. I hope y'all notice I went down on the price of webinars for y'all. I understand people ain't got the money. It's gonna be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Saturday, April 12th. So you don't even have to worry about Easter. It's before Easter. You're gonna want to get on this shit. Between this webinar and the last webinar you put it together, you can win almost any case. So if that nigga was on that last webinar, he would know how to get himself out of that case. But he don't even listen on the regular on what he need to learn. Nigga, I care about your case as much as you do. Actually, less. I don't care. Right? I got in today a little late because I was trying to get my rims put on my new car. You know what I mean? They came and all that, but they having problems getting the tires on. I'm like, take your goddamn time because these rims are white. You can't scrape these rims at all. They brand new, powder coated white, Arctic white to match the Corvette. You know what I mean? I'm not accepting them. You'll have to buy me a new pair of $6,000 rims if you scratch them. Or you're gonna have to take that one rim and get them rims and get it powder coated again, Arctic white. I waited over a month for these rims. I'm not having it. Anyway, so today is Counsultation Wednesday, where I take y'all's questions and all that. And I got quite a few things to talk about, but the shit is they're really long. It ain't nothing that's short. But I'm gonna go into Rule 5. Serving and filing pleadings in other papers. Rule 5 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Right? And it says A, service when required. Number 1, in general, unless these rules provide otherwise, each of the following papers must be served on every party. A, an order stating that service is required. Have they been sending you an order saying that you had to be served? No. B, a pleading filed after the original complaint, unless the court orders otherwise under Rule 5C, because there are numerous defendants. So, when you do your pleading or when you answer your complaint, you gotta, most of the time, you want to show them a copy of the complaint, because the only way to answer, you got to answer that complaint point for point. That means you have to write the whole complaint over, and you say paragraph 1, you say I deny, and then you answer it, right? Specifically. Then you do paragraph 2, write out exactly what they said. Paragraph 2, and say I deny, and do it specifically. 3, 4, 5, right? And then you say C Exhibit A would be the one that they sent. But you have to write it all the way out. I see too many of y'all too lazy. Y'all write paragraph 1, I deny. Paragraph 2, I deny. Paragraph 3, I deny. No, nigga. You got to write what they said and then deny it. Point for point. All right? This is the rule telling you this shit. All right, C. A discovery paper required to be served on a party unless the court orders otherwise. So when you do your writ of discovery, which I got on my website, jonahbay.com, we use it to get rid of all the cases. That's why most of the people are getting remedy with my writ of discovery based on the Constitution. You got to serve it on the clerk. You got to serve it on the opposing attorney, right? And then you take your own copy and get it time-stamped. Because when you go to court, they're going to act like they never received this paperwork, but you're going to serve them the day of the court. When they claim they done got it, it's all right. I got a copy for you right here. All right. D, a written motion, except one that may be heard ex parte. So that's when you giving them orders. Like when I say to them, I tell them to take judicial notice of the Constitution. I enter the Constitution on the record because that's what I'm going to be talking about. All my defenses, no audio on go to. One, two, 1, 2. No audio on go to. Hold on. Do you want to unmute? Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2. What you gonna do? I say yes, yes, y'all. To the beat, y'all. I forgot to hit the unmute, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry, go to. All right, so now I lost my place on where this is why I don't like being running late and stuff like that, because I forget to do things, trying to rush. But anyway, you want to write your motion. Now the motion that I write is number D, where it says a written motion, except that one may be heard ex parte. That's when I write judicial notice on my motion, right? You could also put that new webinar you're going to learn how to do admissions, right? Then it says E, a written notice, appearance, demand, or offer of judgment, or any other similar paper. So you can put in your own suggested order, or order to dismiss, and this is the order you give them, right? Then it says 2. If a party fails, all right, ladybugs, how you doing? That stuff for me. It's my birthday tomorrow. I know y'all shopping for my birthday. Y'all ain't getting nothing over on me. I know what's going on. Going every day. I ain't that hard to shop for. Okay, number 2, if a party fails to appear, no service is required on a party who is in default for failing to appear. But a pleading that asserts a new claim of relief against such a party must be served on that party under Rule 4. So let's say you didn't show up for court. They still gonna have to serve you, talking about they put you in default and they got a warrant for your arrest. Or you lost the case and they do a rule nisi, or order to show cause why they shouldn't default you. And you have to give them a good excuse why you didn't show up. And a good excuse would be, I wasn't properly served. I didn't know I had to be in court. That's when you would do some admissions like, yo, do they have proof that they served me? Is it under oath? Do they have a certified mail receipt that they served me? These are questions you would like to ask them under admissions. We'll get to that. Shit's no joke. All right. So number 3, seizing property. If an action is begun by seizing property, no person is or need be named as a defendant. Any service required before filing on appearance, answer, or claim must be made on a person who had custody or possession of the property when it was seized. Now, that part of the law 100% is against the Constitution. What do you mean, Jonah? How they going to take your property without you having due process and just cause? That is directly against the rights protected by the Constitution. Hold on. Let me pull it up. 1877 GA Constitution. Let me show you where it says it. So you know I ain't bull thinking. I show and prove everything I say because that's what I want people to do for me. Okay. Yeah, I'm having a problem finding it. I'm gonna find it soon. If anyone knows, if y'all can find it. The problem is when I'm reading, right? I can't read and talk at the same time, and I be trying to keep on talking so it ain't no dead space. Okay. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property except by due process of law. Paragraph 3. See? So that rule 5, is saying that they could seize your property without taking you in the court under due process. See, you got to know your constitution because you would have to object and sue them and stop them from doing that, which is uh, what you have to do. That's why you had to see my last webinar. And if you wasn't on that last webinar, go to jonahbay.com and buy a copy of it with the templates. That's not allowed. You got to snitch to the Supreme Court, the higher court, right? He said, I sent a request to be in your live video. And nigga, if you wanted to be in the live, you would have to go to GoToMeeting, call in and raise your hand at GoToMeeting. You don't know how to do it. You aren't in the click yet. If you were on our Telegram group, you would go into Telegram and the link would be right there. All you had to do is click that link. But you're not down with the private build. You ain't down with nothing. You ain't gonna be able to talk. What you think? Because you on Instagram, I'm gonna let you come in and talk to me on Instagram? Absolutely not. I don't take questions on Instagram. I mean, I might read your question that you text out, but I'm not doing live chat with someone live on my Instagram. I'm running 4 goddamn computers on 4 different social medias. I can't just talk to you on Instagram. Do what you told. Be obedient. Go to one place. One place y'all can talk to me. You see what I'm saying? One place. Okay. Now it says B, service, how made. Number 1, serving an attorney. If the party is represented by an attorney, service under this rule must be made on the attorney unless the court orders service on the party. Number 2, service in general. A paper is served under this rule by handing it to the person, leaving it at the person's office with the clerk or other person in charge. If no one is in charge, in a conspicuous place in the office. Or II, if a person has no office or office is closed at the person's dwelling, usual place of abode with someone suitable age and discretion who resides there. C, mailing it to the person last known address if the event of service is complete upon mailing. D, leaving it with the court clerk if the person has no known address. I always tell y'all leave it with the the clerk of court. You put opposing attorney's copy. Why do I tell you to do that? How the hell are you going to know who's going to be the lawyer that's coming against you in like a criminal case? You don't know. But I also tell people to send it to the district's attorney's office too by certified mail. Those are 2 places they get served. So you know you served them, right? I'm covering all bases. F, delivering it by any other means that a person consented to in writing, in which event service is complete when the person making service delivers it to the agency designated to make the delivery. So what that's talking about, like if you're suing a corporation, the corporation is out of state. They could have a registered agent here in Georgia. So you would have to serve the registered agent, and you serve that corporation by serving the registered agent here instead of sending it way to another state. You see what I'm saying? That's proper. Using court facilities. C, serving numerous defendants. 1, in general, if the action involves unusually large number of defendants, the court may, on a motion of its own, order that A, defendants' pleadings and replies to them need not be served on other defendants. B, any cross-claim, counterclaim, avoidance, affirmative defense in those pleadings and replies to them will be treated as denied or avoided by all other parties. And C, filing any such pleading and serving it on the plaintiff constitutes notice of the pleading to all parties. 2, notifying parties. A copy of every such order must be served on the parties as the court directs. D, filing. And y'all want to know about filing, don't y'all? Required filings, a certificate of service. Yes, you have to put a certificate of service on everything that you do in court as propria persona, pro se, or whatever you want to call yourself, sui juris. A, papers after the complaint. Any paper after the complaint that is required to be served must be filed no later than a reasonable time after service. But disclosures under Rule 26A 1 and 2 and the following discovery requests and responses must not be filed until they are used in the proceeding or the court orders filing, deposition, interrogatories, requests for documents and tangible things, or to permit entry onto land and requests for admissions. So That's the rules to bring your admissions. Notice it's saying admissions. See, how you going to do admissions if you don't know how to do them and you're just hearing about it? Right? This is why this webinar is coming. I want y'all to know everything you need to know to defend yourself on every case. With that being said, we almost at the halfway mark. We're going to have to come back and read this next week. No, today's... Oh, we'll read it again Wednesday, I guess. I didn't, I wasn't sure if today was Monday, but it is Monday. All right, so let me open up the call lines on GoToMeeting. I don't see a rule in criminal for it in my state. Look, oh my God. I don't know how many times I got to say this, but I'm going to say it again. Google Rule 5 in the Federal Rules of Procedure. To be able to use Rule 5 in your state, take off the word Rule 5. Now, Google serving and filing pleadings in other papers. So if I was looking for it in Georgia state rule, I would put GA law serving and filing pleadings in other papers. And it would be that simple to find it. Now, let me tell you something else. If you follow the rules of this federal rules of procedure, but don't use the words, don't use the number, Rule 5, don't use that. The goddamn rules of your state is the same as the rule of the federal rules of procedure. If you do it right here, you're doing it right in the state. Just don't use Rule 5. Or you can Google serving and filing pleadings in other papers under Georgia law, under New York law, under California law. It's very simple to find these things. Now, if you was listening to the other shows, I've been saying it religiously lately, how to do that. You're not studying or you're not paying attention when I'm teaching, bro. Anyway, let me go to the call line. Travis L. Peace to Yahoo. Travis L. Unmute yourself. I don't understand. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I couldn't unmute it. It was somebody else had it muted.
Right.
I just got a quick question. When we doing when we get to the point in the administrative process where we do our affidavit of commencement of lawsuit, do we need to? I know we got a file that in the county of miscellaneous filings, but do we need to mail that to the people that we suing to, or we just need to file that?
When you were doing your administrative process, the last thing you sent was a notice of to sue, right?
The last one I sent was the notice of default.
Notice of fault and intent, and you're supposed to write intent to sue.
And intent,
your intent to sue would be that, and you would file that with the other 3 into the miscellaneous, right? And then you would pull all of that out and do your complaint and show that you asking for summary judgment because you did that whole administrative process and they're under latches. They didn't answer.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. That's all.
No doubt. No doubt.
I appreciate you.
All right, peace. Hearns L. Peace to Yahoo. Unmute yourself. Hearns L. You know, I never understand why y'all be in the private bill. Y'all know how to use this system in the private bill. But when we're live, all of a sudden y'all don't know how to use GoToMeeting. I don't get it. All right, Hearns L, we waiting. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. All right, you up out of here. Fuck you. Don P, the motivator. Peace to Yahuwah. Unmute yourself. I don't understand. There you are. That's DB. DB, what's up?
What's going on? Peace to Yahuwah.
Peace to Yahuwah.
I just want to chime in because when nobody speaking, and
yeah, they got their hands up and don't know how to talk. How do they not know how to talk today, but last night they had no problem talking?
And that's the other reason I'm calling, because you said nobody's giving that dialogue or testimony. I got a small testimony. You can tell me if it's a testimony.
Okay.
It's been 2 weeks since they tried to write that fake ticket on me, and I haven't received anything in the mail. So I guess that's the testimony that
right.
injunction.
Right.
Injunction, bitch.
We'll see if they contact you, and then you'll handle it another time. I think DB and Hearns L went out and came back in. They had to restart it. Let me see if I can get them now. All right.
Okay.
DB, what's up? You already there, DB. Hearns L,
I was
what's
already
up?
talking. Yeah. I can back out. Peace to y'all.
Nah, you can stay. Hearns L, what's up?
Oh, you can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, because I don't know. My thing was tripping, so I had to.
Yeah, you had to restart it.
Yeah, but I guess my question was, it was towards the interrogatories, but the way you explained it, I got a better understanding of it.
Right.
So because I was under the assumption that like it was something like outside of court, but it's something that's in court.
It's in court.
It's something.
That's why I read the rules to y'all and then break it down, so you know it's not me telling you. This is the rule.
Okay, so these interrogatories, they don't have anything to do with banking, should I say? Does it have anything to do with banking?
What?
Like as far as the webinar, when you do with the webinar.
Okay, got you. Last week's webinar, yeah, it's gonna help you with the banking. This one coming up, absolutely gonna help you. Everything that I'm doing is giving y'all the foundation to beat these banks, hands down. You definitely gonna have to know how to do admissions when you're going after a bank. Interrogatory admissions.
Okay, so
you have to.
So the interrogatories are basically the bear track questions that we're gonna be putting.
Yes.
That we're gonna be.
Yes, it's
okay,
like that.
Okay, I got. Okay,
it's absolutely necessary. I wrote on it. Absolutely necessary. Anytime I write shit like shit you gotta know, you gotta be on that webinar. Everyone, if I write shit you gotta know, that's what everyone need to be on that webinar. It's something that everyone needs to know. It ain't gonna be specialized knowledge. It is knowledge that if you're in this information, you have to know that this lesson.
Okay. I got one more question.
Yes.
It's about the certiorari.
Certiorari. You talking about the last webinar? Yes.
Yeah.
How you snitch on them niggas when they ain't following the Constitution? Go straight to the Supreme Court.
Most definitely. So one of the questions I have is when it says, I think it says we the people of the state of such and such versus Latoya. I'm like, why does it say the state of the we the people? Why does it say we the people?
That's the way they wrote their header. That ain't got nothing to do with us.
Okay, because I was a little confused. I was like, stick to the paperwork, but I was like, we the people versus, okay, I got it. And
like the state of Georgia against whatever way they write it. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
That was an actual case. That ain't something made up. That's an actual case.
But we going by, So when it comes to that,
whatever the header
we
that the state uses is how you would put that up there.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, we're not doing the beneficial owner lien hold. We're not doing that on that paperwork, are we? Or
no, you can, but it ain't no need.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no need to put all of the flags and all that on there. Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, that's you answered my question.
Okay.
I'm glad Yahoo was saying that, because I was showing up and ask about them flags, man. I was looking at that non-UCC webinar again.
99% of the time, you want to put your flag on your paperwork. Why? The law of the flag. The flag shows what jurisdiction you're under and what laws you're using. So when I have the Moorish flag, I'm telling them I'm under the Moorish treaties. When I have the flag of the peace flag of the United States, I'm saying that I represent United States of America before the Wars Power Act, before stinking Lincoln went into the what the fuck was the name of that law? I mean, the civil law. That's what that shit was called?
War.
Civil War. Yeah, I said civil.
I couldn't sign in either. I had to sign out and sign back in, Don.
You too, Don P. All right.
Yep. Yes.
So what you want to talk about? What's up, bro?
I want to talk about that banking, but the other brother basically answered it, because I was like, I finished reading the book you said to read with Tom Sharp, and now I'm ready. Right. So now I'm ready to set up my affidavit so I could set everything up.
Right. And, see, Tom's book is wonderful, right? But Tom, his questions is based off a gap, right? His questions is kind of hearsay, right? What I'm going to show y'all is how to actually use the law and ask them questions. The law itself proves what you're saying, but you're just going to ask them yes or no. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to show you is not a direct copy of what Tom talked about in his book.
Okay.
I'm a nigga that show y'all nothing but law. I don't do hearsay. I don't give you my opinion.
Facts. Okay.
I want to chime in on that too with the book reading. I haven't finished Tom Shaw. I'm halfway through, but I have finished my Circle 7, and I appreciate you for starting me on that, brother.
Okay, no doubt. Appreciate y'all too.
What book was that?
7 Quran by yours truly, Noble Drew Ali.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
7 Quran. You got to read that, man. Come on. How you gonna call yourself
you
a
pair
Moor?
It up with your Bible.
You didn't read that. That's your Bible as a Moor.
That's right.
Yo, so someone said, how do we file a UCC-1 for real ownership of a car before you go to the registry? All right. You're going to have to go back into the archives and listen to the show I did on that. And it was talking about when I went and got, the recent one was when I went and got my Corvette. But what you're going to do is get the title to the car, and you got to get the bill of sale, right? If they didn't give you a bill of sale, create your own bill of sale and make sure the person who sold it to you signed it, and you go get it notarized. That's a bill of sale, right? The bill of sale is what y'all call the MSO, manufacturer's MCO, manufacturer certificate of origin. So it is the actual common law title to the car. Everything got to be passed on from a man to a man, right? So the proof of a man passing it on to a man is what y'all call the bill of sale. Now you're going to take that bill of sale and you're going to take it and you're going to take the title and you're going to put it on the record with an affidavit of truth that you are the owner of said car, and you're going to have the as an attachment of that affidavit, you're going to have the bill of sale and you're going to have the title, right? Now, they put it in the miscellaneous file down at the real estate record. Then you get a certified copy of that, right? Now you're going to take that title and that certified copy of you putting it down in the miscellaneous file to DMV. When DMV sends that title back, it will be in the name of your trust. And they will also know you are the absolute owner of that car because you registered your ownership before you gave it to DMV. First in time, first in line. Now, I taught that lesson to y'all 2014, my very first time on the air doing a blog radio show. Y'all didn't understand the lesson. But yeah, y'all all claim, oh, you got to get a new car and get the MSO. No, according to the Supreme Court, I read the case of the Supreme Court, right? Your bill of sale is the MCO. Now, y'all been fucking up because a lot of times what y'all have been doing is y'all been taking the bill of sale with the title and giving it to DMV. Y'all gave them ownership. You got to know what's in the common law and what's in the corporation. Common law beats corporation. All right? So there go your answer.
Bro, I'm so glad you cleared that up, man. Yeah.
Facts. You talked about that recently.
Yeah.
And a couple of shows back.
Yeah, because I was telling everyone what I was doing with the Corvette.
Right. Joan, I got one more quick question. The third party debt collector letter. Mm-hmm. Now, can we add interrogatory questions in that letter in order to shut down these third party debt collector?
When we have the workshop, you're gonna see exactly. You're gonna get templates on how to do it, and the templates are 100%. They work every time. They run.
Okay. All right. That's what I needed to know. Thank you. Peace to the Yahoo.
Peace to Yahoo. All right, so that was 3 people. Only 3 people had questions. That's dastardly.
Well, I would like to know when an alternate way to do the tax injunction.
What you mean?
Listen to what you were saying.
Do the tax injunction. You're gonna do the tax injunction the way it is. It works perfectly.
Well, what I'm saying, I don't have the tax injunction. I've heard you in a few conversations.
Go to jonahbay.com and you're gonna buy the tax injunction webinar, and it comes with the template.
Yeah, I just seen it today. The tax injunction, but I said maybe I should ask him. Said a couple of shows ago that you could just create your own tax injunction by using the 26 CFR. Did I misunderstand?
No. A tax injunction is totally different than you using that law and giving it to your employer. You getting rid of the W-4. Okay. It's 2 different jurisdictions. That law is for you to use with your employer. The tax injunction is to shut the federal government, the IRS, down from ever trying to get taxes from you. Those are 2 different things.
Right. Okay.
That would be just like you got the IDP, which is international, the jurisdiction of using it anywhere in the world, IDP, and then you have your foreign driver's license, right? And then you got your injunction, and your injunctions put you on the do not detain list locally in your state. One is international, that's one jurisdiction, and one is your state. That's another jurisdiction. And jurisdiction means it's a different corporation, right? I can't go to Walmart and return, let's say, a basketball court that I bought from Kmart. Those are two different companies. That means two different jurisdictions. I got to go back to the one that I bought it from.
Well, speaking of jurisdiction, I guess on this I can speak on then watching that non-UCC. You was explaining to one of the foreigners how they could authenticate their birth certificate by taking it to the consulate and having somebody down there authenticate it.
Yes.
Calling one of their family members.
Yes.
How would I become? What if I was able to get her daughter that's in Kenya to become my foreign trustee? Could I in turn show her how to do it? And I become her foreign trustee as well, or should I not do that?
She doesn't need a foreign trustee, per se, if she lives in a foreign land.
Well, I'm saying she wants to create her trust over there as well because they own property and land and stuff, so they will.
Yeah,
do.
You would be her trustee here in America, which would make you foreign to her, and vice versa.
The reason I was asking is because the trustee has to still show that social. So would I show on my 99 or would I show on my social if I was to become the trustee?
If you're going to be their trustee, all you got to do is show them your passport.
So I would have to, okay.
They're going to send you a picture of their passport. You're going to send them. See, when you're ready to do that, get a consultation with me and I'll give you the paperwork. Yeah, and I'll give you the paperwork to do that.
All right. I'm working on it. All right, good to go.
All right.
It's a good bill, right?
All right, peace, my brother.
Peace.
All right, got more callers. Marlon, peace to Yahoo.
Peace to Yahoo. While the energy is high. Can you hear me clearly? Because it's raining over here.
Oh, yes, I can.
All right, just checking. So I got a comment.
What you got
based on
comment
what you
on?
said on one of the other shows. Any question? All right. Marbury versus Madison is the truth.
Absolutely.
I was reading it earlier today, and rules anything repugnant to the Constitution is void. It says it in plain language.
In plain language, and that's why any paperwork you write, you're supposed to put pursuant to Marbury versus, and then write how they violating your state's constitution. It's simple when you know how to do it. But why is it, Marlon, that most people don't know how to do it?
Because they won't go back and read
They won't listen to Jonah Bay. They won't learn from Jonah Bay. That's why.
Facts. Facts. That's it.
So,
you know how many people say, yo, I used the Constitution. Okay, let me see your paper. Nigga, you didn't use the Constitution. You barely even talked about it.
Yeah.
You didn't quote directly from it. You're supposed to quote from it and then say they violated this part of the Constitution. How simple is that? But somehow
it's very simple.
It's not common sense though.
They're disobedient. Peace.
Very disobedient. What up, Enoch?
Peace. So my question is a simple one. It's about the travel injunction. Best scenarios as to when you're going to update your travel injunction. One that I could think of is when you add a car. Is there anything else that you would update your travel injunction for?
Only when you add in a car, a motorcycle, a truck.
Okay.
It is for traveling. So anything that you would be adding to travel with, that's when you update it, to put the new one under it.
Nice. I wanted to say to the people, hey, when you get done with your call, mute your mic out. I yield.
All right. Empress of New York. Peace to Yahoo.
Just once. Hello?
Hello.
Peace.
Peace. I thought you didn't like talking on the air.
My name is Ajay, and I have a question. I'm trying to get a job this summer, but my mom doesn't want me to use my social security number, so how can I go about that?
Oh, that's simple. You're going to get your mom to get you a 99 EIN. You're going to give them the 99 EIN, and you're going to work up under that 99 EIN. The name that you're going to use when you get that 99 will be your straw man. If your mom don't know how to do it, I have a whole webinar or workshop on it Anyone knows what's the name of that webinar where I show people how to do that?
W4T.
The W4T. And that same webinar is going to show you how not to pay taxes for that job too. All right, little princess.
Thank you.
You so welcome. I love when the young people get involved and they learn early, man. That's dope. Okay, Phoenix, what up?
Peace to the y'alls.
Peace.
My question was to piggyback off of Marlon's question. I wanted to ask, like you were saying, all the other vehicles that we add to the travel injunction. What about a commercial vehicle?
Okay, so when you say commercial, is it in the name of your company?
Yeah. Well, I have plans on doing it, like that.
Okay, so now let's explore that, right? You have an injunction, right? And you put the car, your regular car, in your trust name. Wouldn't a trust almost be like a corporation?
Exactly.
So you would do the same process.
Okay. What about like you were saying, like the what is it, the super injunction you were saying for when you traveling to multiple different places?
Yes. But you first have to establish the injunction before you can do the super injunction. I got I got a bunch of truck drivers. They got regular injunction and it protects them in all 50 states.
I want to do both just to make, just to have everything cope steady.
Oh.
I know you got it for a reason, so.
No problem. Sorry, we ordering food from Whole Foods. We don't never go grocery shopping. And my office is right at the door, close to the front door. But I don't know why they always make offices close to the front door. That's bugged out. Like if I'm working, I don't want to be disturbed. I probably should have went down into my man cave, but soon I'm gonna be outside in my smoking lounge doing my shows when the weather gets a little better and it start greening up. I like to sit out there and put my feet on the grass and ground. But yeah, that's how you do that.
Definitely. I'm gonna be getting a consultation because that's what I'm working on.
All right then. Peace. All right, Ja Rule, the Damager, Messiah Bay. You remember him? Ja Rule, the Damager. He was nice.
Yeah, his skills were sharp, man.
I think he was a god in earth.
I believe he was one of the nation, part of the nation of gods and earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace to the Yahoo.
Peace to Yahoo.
Hey, definitely great topic on a lesson today, man. And I like them questions that came in because a few people touched on some questions that I had. Actually, a few of them got answered. One that I got for you is pertaining to the car trust.
Mm-hmm.
There was a number that you had to get from the IRS after you faxed your paperwork in. And
that's not necessary no more.
Also, that's not necessary.
When you fax it in, you got to be on the phone with them. They're gonna you're gonna call them, and then they're gonna tell you to get on the phone and fax them. And when you fax them, then they look over your paperwork, ask you a few questions, and then they give you the number right then and there.
Okay, because I've been calling and I hadn't been getting through, and of course now they got this system in place where they call you back.
Right.
So I haven't been getting it. So
I'm unfamiliar with the new system. I could only tell you how it was 20 years ago, damn near.
Yeah, no doubt. It's one of them things that it's gonna work itself out. It's just just got to keep swinging at it.
Because I've read the IRS manual lately and nothing changed in it really. So it's got to be the same rules, but they doing it differently. They got less people working for them. You know, a lot of shit is automated.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take that process that you just gave, the answer that you just gave, whoever was in the chat that you just gave. I'm gonna go back and listen to it, and I'm gonna go with that approach.
Absolutely.
Just go through that way. And then another thing I was gonna make mention.
Your voice is deep like his too, type shit.
Come on, man.
Niggas smoke mad blunts.
Hey man, he dropped so many jewels, man. Like I used to love listening to this cat, man.
I'm gonna listen to him tonight. Now that I remember, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go on YouTube and look.
Yo, when I talk to my poor righteous teacher, man, I'm gonna run that by him, man, because he thought about that too when I first took on the name. So yeah, definitely give thanks to that. I appreciate it.
You definitely got the same energy of that God.
Man, gratitude, brother. I appreciate that. That's peace.
Yes.
The writ of certiorari, yo, that was a bombshell, man.
Thank you, brother. And from my recollection, no one has ever taught y'all that.
Yo,
and it's necessary.
Man, I've been losing rest that night, man, because I'm supposed to be rested like in between my shift, man.
But yo, that's how people get to the Supreme Court without all the rigmarole.
Right. And that's a major bomb, man. I didn't realize how powerful it was until I started seeing some case law.
Oh yeah. You start looking at case law, you start looking at their version of it and seeing how they set it up and all that.
Yeah, I started looking at it from here in the state. I'm in Illinois, so
and they've been and lawyers in that been doing it behind the scenes on the regular.
Yeah. So I like the fact that you used, the example that you used was somebody that was from here. So that was like a.
Now the ill part is when y'all hear about Supreme Court cases, it never happens unless there was a writ of certiorari done. That's the only way to get it there. Yeah. That's what's bugged out about it. That no one taught about it? What the fuck is that? Y'all really trying to keep us guessing.
Yeah, I think it was a situation where people thought that they had to go through the
They appeal, then they appeal again, and then they appeal the third, fourth time, and then it finally gets to. That ain't what been happening.
Yo, so the idea
not when it comes to Constitution violations, it doesn't happen that way.
Right. So, real quick, the idea you gave me is, I have a deceased relative who had a case, and although they're deceased, that record is still active, and they gave me an idea to challenge some things with respect to that and see just to see how it
practice clear your relative's name. Fuck that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give thanks to that, man, because I was, like I said, I've been reading some things, and when I find more information, I'm gonna make sure that I come on the air, and I'm gonna make sure I bless the people with it, man, because I truly appreciate your knowledge, your wisdom, and your direction on it, brother. Like you and Shaka both.
Yes, sir.
I give thanks, man. I appreciate you, brothers.
No doubt. Ben Bay, what up?
Hey, peace to Yahuwah.
Peace to Yahuwah.
Yeah, can you tell me the best way to add the car to the injunction? Do you file it?
You're going to file your injunction. You're going to do the administrative process all over again.
Oh, okay. So you got to do it registered mail.
Yeah.
And with everything. And so you got to do the whole thing over. Okay, I was wondering how.
Some people don't even do the car no more because their name is on the injunction. But some people want the car to be in the injunction, so they already know they don't need to pull over the car.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now, I always got to do it over because I be adding cars into the trust.
Right. So you still send registered mail, right? Not certified. Okay. All right. I remember the other day you was telling me we didn't need to remove their immunities now, and go straight to risk management anymore. We just go straight through the writ of certiorari.
Yes.
And go to Supreme Court. So I'm wondering, once you go to Supreme Court and they rule in your favor, then is that when you go to risk management and remove the immunities and get your remedy?
Go get some money.
Okay, cool. I thought that's how we would have to do it. Okay. All right, cool. That's all I got to add.
This is the last caller because we overtime. Lakeisha. Lakeisha. Unmute yourself. Well, she had a hand up, but it ain't working. So anyway, we up out of here. Oh, we up out of here. Yo.
Yeah, I just want to ask you real quick. What was the name of them stones that you had in? I think you said Arc Stone and Suge Knight. Am I saying that right?
Suge Knight and Suge Knight is a black stone. I can't remember the other one.
That was the one I was trying, because I think you was calling Arkansas or
Organ generators.
Is that an A or an O?
It's an O. Orgon.
It's an O.
It's called Orgon.
Right. They spell it two different ways.
Yeah, you looking at it on the screen? I got a pyramid right here in front of me.
It's on YouTube. Okay. I'm definitely relook at this.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Shungite?
Shungite and Orgon. Scanner technology. Protect yourself from all these frequencies.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
Peace to the Yahoo.
Peace to Yahoo.